so far. Lightning stuff from the top seeds, and we saw the life of Ryan in the previous match. That was absolutely superb stuff from Ryan Searle, who actually did manage to supersede what we saw from Stephen Bunting in the game before. The bullet averaged north of 105. Searle then averaged 106.62 in an absolute demolition of the equally impressive Riccardo Pietrasco, who bows out. But now attention turns to this matchup between Matt Campbell and Mario Vandenbogaerde, and whoever wins it has got the tough task of trying to take on Ross Smith or Michael van Gerwen tonight. The pair of them, well, they'll feel pretty happy to be here. Vandenbogaerde was maybe the biggest shock, not that he couldn't beat Mike De Decker on paper, but the size of the victory, a 6-1 win against his fellow Belgian. And Campbell was supposed to be playing Danny Noppert, took advantage of not. Noppy withdrew from the tournament, was replaced by Dylan Slevin. Campbell beat him in a last leg decider.
Yeah, I think it's fair to say that Matt went to bed last night thanking his lucky stars, because had he played the way he did yesterday against the kind of stuff that you usually get from Danny Noppert, he probably wouldn't still be in the tournament. But he is. He's got £6,500 in ranking money.
60.
And is gradually making his way up that order of merit, and will be comfortably at the World Darts Championship in a month, just like Mario.
140.
This is a precursor to what they will do at Christmas time, but just how good will that precursor be, I wonder? And we've already seen
46.
Ryan Searle win against Riccardo Pietrasco, so Riccardo is now 4-0 down to Ryan in his career. Campbell is trying to arrest a slide against Mario because he's lost 2 games against him in his career, and they've both happened this year.
Well, we've seen
60.
13 180s on this board already today. 10 of them coming in the previous match. Just a little bit of time to update you, though. Gary Anderson is out. He lost 6-5 to Dimitri
59.
Vandenberg on the main stage.
Well, blow me down. I didn't expect that to happen. But maybe that is good news for that section of the draw that we've just seen.
100.
It means that Vandenberg will play against Wade or Lennon. And we know that Searle will play either Humphreys or Sagansky. And with no Anderson, the number 2 seed, in fact,
60.
in that section of the draw, that will be good for the people trying to vault their way through to Saturday night and Sunday.
He did say he was feeling under the weather after his win yesterday, Gary Anderson. I think he referred to it as man flu.
So, flu.
60.
But he's gone the distance in both of his games. Beaten and then beaten by Vandenberg. Both those matches 6-5.
121. Mario required 141.
Well, we wanted Ryan Searle to hit 141 in the previous match because he was there after 6 starts. I was going to ask the question whether Vandenbogaerde could show him how, but that's definitely not how.
26.
Yeah, that
Matt,
did not work out at all.
155.
After going the John Lowe route at the 51 first.
59.
If this game was to better the previous one,
150.
it would be the biggest turn up for the books in the tournament, probably. I expect this one to be somewhere between 88 and 92. And for there to be some key moments, maybe misses at double. Will this be a miss at double?
95.
It is, and it's an early opportunity for the Canadian.
Matt, you require 96.
Treble 20. May go double-double. That's the plan.
56. Mario, you required 20.
The noise that he made when he went for that tops and missed it, it was ultra Canadian. Oh, no, eh?
Well, double 5 for the Belgian to pick his pocket.
Game shot on the first leg. Mario Vandenbogaerde. Second leg is Mario to throw first. Game on.
Off the mark.
Yeah, don't underestimate just how solid, and I use that word not very often, I'm not going to lie, but Mario is very solid.
140.
He will be going to Ali Pali. He's made it here very comfortably. He was number 41 seed coming into this. So he's never really in doubt in the last
42.
5 or 6 Players' Championships about getting here. He's just a really good first, second, and third round player. He doesn't have big runs in tournaments, not yet at least. But he just has this ability of
43.
plodding along and making decent money. And if he continues to do that for the next 2 tournaments, his professional status in the PDC will remain.
100.
What of Matt Campbell then? Because there have been moments where he's looked mustard, but haven't really seen any prolonged period of consistent excellence from Campbell.
Yeah, I think it's
100.
sometimes spectacular. Sometimes he would admit not very good at all. But the in-between stuff has just got to be a little bit more threatening for him to be at the next level. He is projected to be number 51 in the world post-World Championship. We don't know what's going to happen in this tournament or indeed at Alexandra Palace. He could have a great tournament, make the last 8, the last 4, and vault his way up the rankings. But for me, at the minute, he's a 40 to 50 ranked player. That's pretty much where he's at. But he's going to need to find something else to be towards that top 32.
Well, the 170 is not going to go, but nor did it need to. We have seen him play Matt Campbell 4 times at the World
60.
Championship, but lost on each of those occasions. Mark McGeaney, Scott Waite, Adrian Lewis, and Danny Baggish beating Campbell in that tournament. He did play in this event
40.
last year.
Mario, you require
He got through to the 3rd round.
That Scott Waite's game, by the way. What a game. The kind of game that you would watch and repeat. This is double 16 for the Belgian.
Game shot on the second.
And he loves playing Matt Campbell, doesn't he? It's another early lead for Mario. Well, they played in the Czech Darts Open, which was won by Peter Wright this year. And they had a 6-5 blinder. It was tremendous. Bit more of that, and we will continue a really good trend on this stage today of nothing but drama and brilliance.
Well, speaking of blinders, this tournament last year was a quirk of irony. Matt Campbell was actually beaten in a last leg decider by Danny Noppert, who he should have been playing in the 1st round this time around. Good first visit from Vandenbogaerde. Can't get better than that.
140.
On the back of Matt's shirt, it looks like that character's head is on fire. And in order to get through Mario in this sort of mood, he's going to have to be on fire.
64.
Yeah, looks very, very solid at the moment. Does Super Mario
77.
a level up from Matt Campbell's standard right now?
Numerically, this is the same type of game as yesterday. Best of 11. And it's for £3,500.
100.
You don't play games every day for £3,500. Not when you're ranked like these guys are. These are important matches. And then
97.
tonight they're playing for 10 grand.
157.
10,000 guaranteed if you win this match this afternoon. And then it's a double your money match tonight to go from 10 to 20. This is where it gets serious. This is where careers can change.
125.
Good setup.
Requiring 90.
Vandenbogaerde may be disappointed if he does lose this leg, having opened it with a maximum. It's a dart, a double 5 for Matt Campbell.
85.
And you could see as soon as he threw it, he knew it wasn't
Mario
going in.
32. Game shot.
It's all going Mario's way.
Mario Vandenbogaerde. 4th leg, it's Mario to throw first. Game on.
I don't mean to make any video game jokes, but right now Mario, the plumber, is just sauntering along in Mario land, and everything is going his way. He's not lost any lives yet.
60. 137.
I think a lot of people thought that maybe Jeff Smith would be the Canadian to shoot forward and do bits, and Jeff's had a great season. North American champion. He was in the final of New York City at Madison Square Garden. Did beat Matt Campbell in the final of the North American Championship, but it's Campbell who's done better this year in ranking action.
Yeah, and there's one or two others that are emerging at different stages of life as well. Jacob Taylor, Jake McMillan. Of course, all trying to go on and achieve the greatness that was harnessed by John Part, the forefather of Canadian darts.
60.
Man who had a very unlikely run at Minehead, didn't he, about 5 years ago?
Yeah, made the last 8, didn't he? Looks like his final foray in PDC darts. I think when you get to a certain stage, you have to admit that maybe you're not as good as you once were, but also, even if you find some of your best, you might not be good enough to take on these guys now because the standard has been lifted.
He's such a competitor though, JP.
56.
Watch him in the World Seniors
Match
events.
required 167.
All of his matches go down to the wire. Whether he wins or loses, it's always right to the death.
Yeah, typically, John, though, he was never the highest averager, but 45. He would find a way.
Well, can Campbell find a way back into this one? He was looking really good in this leg, but that last visit has just invited Vandenbogaerde back into it. May look at the ball.
105.
Sensible stuff. To leave himself on a slightly more favourable finish than Campbell's on, but it may go.
Another dart double. It's the smallest.
Game shot.
Doesn't matter. Hot sauce for the Ginger Ninja.
Fifth leg, it's Matt to throw first. Game on.
Yeah, that could be crucial for Campbell. Breaking throw there. Stopping that drought as well at the start of the
96.
game. Charlie Korstefin calling out the numbers. One of the new referees we have become familiar with over the last year or so in PDC darts, and I'm sure we'll see more of him following the news of Russ Bray's bowing out at the top.
Yeah, slightly different tone between Russ Bray and
58.
Charlie. If they were instruments in an orchestra, they'd be in different sections.
On the main stage right now, it's Damon Hetter, Kevin Dutz. And it's Dutz who's taken the first leg in that one. Following it will be Gedwin Price and Kim Hybrex. Following this will be Mike Kyvenhoven and Brendan Dolan.
I am particularly looking forward to Rob Cross against Luke Woodhouse. I think that's a really interesting game. And Woodhouse, if he was to make the final 4 in this tournament, he could get himself inside the top 32 in the world. Just because we're talking about players who are already at Alexandra Palace for next month, it doesn't mean they will have to play in round 1 yet. That will not be finalised until the end of tomorrow, and indeed until the end of Monday, because that's when the qualifier is. And Mario needs double 8.
78.
And the draw. So keep your eyes out for that. Must be an exciting time for you darts players, Paul, knowing you're in that draw, waiting to see who you're going to get.
I'm not even in the draw, and I'm excited for it, because there's a game that I want more than any other. If you want to know what it is, you'll have to wait until Mario's 4-1 up.
Game shot on the 5th.
So you didn't have to wait too long then. Mario's playing really well in this game.
6th leg, it's Mario to
I said it was going to be somewhere between 88 and 92, and it is. It's right in the middle. But the game that I want to see at Alexandra Palace, and I'm sure a lot of people would agree, Cameron Menzies versus Fallon Sherrick. I want it to happen.
You're a cruel man.
Of course I am.
100.
Didn't we see Kim and Ronnie Hybrex once?
Yes. Give me more of that kind of thing. Great stories.
123.
Well, they were good darts, but just a little unlucky there, Matt Campbell. Let us all know that he felt unfortunate as well.
At the minute, when he plays Mario, every time he plays
60.
Mario, it's like he's punching smoke. He just can't hit the target. Mario just loves to play against the Canadian. He just seems to find a way to win.
It would be a real achievement for Mario Vandenbogaerde to progress to the last 16 of this tournament.
He is somebody who goes under the radar all the time. If he was to make the final of a Players' Championship, I guarantee you most people wouldn't even know about it, because he just saunters into arenas, smiles, shakes your hand, and goes up there and wins a lot of games. He is not a fanfare, red carpet type player.
People don't know it. This is only his third PDC major that he's qualified for and played in. In fact, he's only ever played in Minehead in PDC major tournaments. UK Open the last 2 years and hasn't made
95.
any real progress. Third round, but that's nowhere near the last 16 where he'll be if he wins this match. This is a big day, a big moment for Mario.
76.
Yeah, well, let me put it to you this way. In qualifying for the World Darts Championship,
Mario
he was number 8
146.
in the list of 32. That's very high up. Much better than a lot of really good players. I'll talk about them in a second, because Mario's on for this 146.
98.
Well, Campbell will be hoping to be on for this 157. And he is. And he still is. And he wants tops. And he gets tops. Is that a table turner? Matt Campbell crashes in. A big finish. A 157. A breaker throw. And it is game on.
That's how he's going to win legs in this game, is it? With big outs. 1-2-2 and a 157. That's what he's got to do.
And that tells you a lot, doesn't it, about how much Vandenbogaerde has dominated the scoring.
Very much so. Now, on to what he's done in that list qualifying for Ali Pali. You've got, at the top of that list, the likes of Pietreczko and Van Veen and Ryan Joyce and Luke Woodhouse, and they all make sense. Narrowly behind them is Mario, and he's ahead of the likes of Radek Zagansky, who's won a tournament this year, Veenstra, who took out Michael Smith in this tournament yesterday, Steve Beaton, Simon Whitlock, Matt Campbell, and the likes of Martin Lukeman and Willie O'Connor. He's played better than them this year. But you wouldn't know it because he's not a massive hound on social media. He doesn't blow his own trumpet.
99.
He just plays the game in an old school way and just does what he does.
Is Campbell going to reel Vandenbogaerde in here? Good last start. Looked like he might be about to come up dry there, but he just keeps himself ahead of Campbell, which seems to have been the position in every leg of this match.
85.
That second dart has cost him big. Because had he hit a ton, he'd left 157 again.
Yeah, he might be a few points in front, but it's very much advantage Mario. Again, needs to bail himself out with dart number 3, 45. And this time he can't.
$140 would be great.
81.
But again, he's got a loose one. This time it goes the other side. It's the difference between leaving something gettable and something that's hard.
Well, he's taken out a couple of key finishes in this game, a couple of big finishes, 1-2-2 and 1-5-7. 91 should be child's play for Campbell. Goes the sort of safe route here, but how much of that bullseye can he see? It doesn't matter anymore. Gets the treble.
82.
Does not get the required double, and Vandenbogaerde can put himself on the brink.
Might have to go higher than that one. It's not really a guide. 99 for Mario. And he finds what Campbell couldn't. And that is why he is 5-2 up. He has multiple chances now to get this in the books, to be in the last 16 of the Players' Championship finals here at Minehead.
Heta and Dutz tied at 2-2 on the main stage. A reminder of the results so far. Stephen Bunting averaged over 105 in a 6-1 win against Jan Van Veen. Ryan Searle superseded it, 106 and change in a 6-3 win. against Ricardo Pietrezco. Dimitri Vandenbogaerde got the better of Gary Anderson in a last leg decider. And that brings you up to date with the
100.
first 3 results. We might be about to see the 4th.
It's one thing taking a Mike Dedecker when he's not looking like he's having his best tournament, or indeed his best round. Taking out Matt Campbell
81.
is another thing. But if Mario is to go on and win this, beating the European champion or the greatest player of this generation
81.
is a very different thing altogether. That's what he will have to do.
Yeah, it will be Ross Smith or Michael van Gerwen for the winner of this game, which appears to be getting closer to confirmation.
99.
Just plodding his way through this leg. 1 treble visits and forces Campbell to get more.
140.
Campbell averages mid-80s. He will not be happy with that. But it just so happens that Mario is that good 4 or 5 points ahead.
We're just looking at the scoring. 18 3-figure visits
58.
compared to 10 in Mario's favour. Better in every department. 12 tons to 7, 5 140s to 3, and
60.
the 1 maximum
Mario
in the match.
require 132.
Campbell leaves a ton plus checkout. We know he's capable of those, but he may not get a go. Bullseye for starters.
How about bullseye for finishers? No bullseyes at all.
60.
So over to you, Matt. What have you got left? Can you stay in the tournament?
Could he go bull? Oh, he's found a way. How's he got that in there?
100.
But he couldn't find the double. Put it in the top left corner after seemingly
72.
blocking a big portion of that treble 20 bed. But his route to round 3 may now be blocked.
50% on the doubles for Mario in this game. That's a 12. Is this a tops?
Game,
Fabulous performance from Mario Vandenbogaerde, and a 3rd consecutive win against Matt Campbell this season. The Belgian through to the last 16 for the first time. If he's to make it to the last 8, he's got a lot of work to do. But he can sit back and relax for the next few hours. And Mario levels up to the last 16. There's not more you can say, really. He just plodded his way through the game, and that's about as much as he celebrates. The typically stoic Belgian has done a fabulous job on Saturday afternoon. What will he do on Saturday night? You'll have to stay with us for the rest of the day to find out. But we do have another game coming your way. It is Mike Kijvenhoven of the Netherlands taking on Brendan Dolan.